Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Oops. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, Compliments to the new year. We are in day two of 2026. Um, my philosophy is that you got to focus on every 24 hours. Simply giving your goals to a whole year will, will just allow you not to achieve them altogether. But we are in the new year. I am in day seven of my 154 days of prep. I am down 4 kgs. I am 100 kgs now from 104. The targeted weight for me for my competition, for those who are new, I'm competing on the 30th of May, classic bodybuilding, and um, yeah, so the targeted weight that I need to get is 83 kgs. So yeah, that would be mine. Anyway, I was having a conversation with a client, a new client who wants to go into bodybuilding the other day. What do you work? I'm an online coach and bodybuilder and a supplementation advisor. Basically, I sell supplements and advise people on how to take supplements for fitness goals, and I'm an online coach. User 70, whatever. So I was having a conversation with a new client, and we were talking about obviously their goals in fitness and the fact that they want to compete and they want to get into bodybuilding, Mr. Olympia, and all of that. So as we were going on, I did the typical thing of mentioning as much as everything is about the body and as much as everything is about the workouts and the mentoring into the bodybuilding. Um, Winning a bodybuilding show is really a mindset. And yeah, for the first time, this person asked me to go into more detail as to what is the mindset of someone who wants to win or someone who wants to do well in bodybuilding. And then, um, so basically, what I said was, um, from my perspective and my experience, and the people I've coached, as well as from the competitions I've run, powerlifting, bodybuilding, I advise them to say, you need to be selfish. If there's one thing you need to be selfish. You cannot go into a competitive space thinking about anybody else but yourself. And I've made that mistake a lot of the times because I went into mentoring quite early. The older people will be like, okay, I started coaching like very, very early because I've always been a teacher. I've always done um, sports education. I've always been a personal trainer. I've always been a coach. So when I was going into it, I wanted to help others along the way because I wanted to create a community. But my advice for anyone going into any sport, any business, because this kind of like falls into the window of any career, you need to be selfish because if you do not put yourself first, you will not achieve anything worthwhile. If you do not people see people preparing for shows all the time and think that they're just so self obsessed and self absorbed when they keep on talking about their meals, they keep on talking about their prep, they keep on talking about themselves, they keep talking about how well they're going to do and how important it is that they go to the gym because they're going to win and all that stuff, and people just don't get how important that is. It's like one of the most important things because in it keeps you in line to actually achieve what it is you wanted to do. If you don't put yourself first at all, you are not going to make it to the gym. You're always going to find an excuse to go and help someone else, to do something else except going into your stage preparation. Let's break it down even deeper. If you aren't selfish, your training schedule will be affected. You will not gym on schedule because you're always going to be showing up for someone else. That is going to cost you everything. That is going to cost you the most important part of the actual bodybuilding, which is actually building your body. You're not going to eat on time. You're not going to prepare your meals in accordance to your training routine because you're always going to want to go and help someone else. You're going to, and even those people that feel like they go and live in the gym, they end up going in and giving all their time to someone else in the gym. You end up being talkative. You don't focus on yourself. You don't focus on what it is you're supposed to do. And that is always going to affect, in the long run, your progress, right? So you go into meals, right? Another aspect. You won't meal prep. You won't have your meals ready ahead. You always want to eat with others. When your spouse or your friends want to eat something that's not on your diet, you just gotta want to people please and jump on to eating with them because you feel like in that moment you need to. But all those moments you're not focusing on yourself, you're gonna regret it in the end of the day because those people will one day focus on themselves and they will lock in on what it is they want to do for themselves, and then you're gonna feel left behind because you didn't achieve anything. You didn't achieve anything and you didn't get anywhere because you were too busy trying to live in the moment. Where instead of focusing on yourself so that you could have 1,000 moments as a champion or as a well established person or as a successful person. So you get that wrong almost every time when you please others instead of focusing on yourself. So that is an aspect that you want. You really need to be self absorbed if you want to win something. Um, a lot of people go to mentors and coaches because they believe that those people are supposed to come with the self uplifting. They're supposed to make you feel so good about yourself that it actually sticks and you convince yourself that, hey, I really, really think I'm going to do this because this person believes in me. The first person that needs to believe in you is yourself. You cannot get anywhere without being the one person who thinks you're going to win. You need to be that person, right? So the mentality of a champion is someone who selfishly thinks that they deserve everything that they get it, and that anyone who tries to disturb that is in their way and shouldn't be there in the first place. That is someone who is going to win. A very good example. We have people that are in our lives that we feel that are so selfish that they only think about themselves. If you take some time, if you kick back and think about that person gets things done for themselves. As much as you want to complain about how selfish they are, that person gets things done for themselves, and that person is always achieving something new because they're self-absorbed. They they they're overindulging themselves, and when you don't do that, you convince yourself that you're being a better person by focusing on others, which is not true because at the end of the day, you're going to grow to resent all of those people that you try to focus on because they're going to be progressing when you're not. And it's very rare that people get somewhere, look back at the people that helped them, and want to bring them along with the Drake mentality of getting rich and then living in a house with all your friends. Very few people want to do that because they know that what you worked for, you'll appreciate, and what you didn't work for, you won't appreciate, right? Um, a group of people saying that we are IFBB Pro, but you on stage fighting for your life, going through the prep, fighting hunger, dehydration, and then someone comes out of the blue and says that we won the IFBB Pro NPC and now we're pro card winners. It doesn't work that way. When you're on stage, you're competing with a lot of people, but there's always only one winner. And when you win, that title is yours alone. You can't piggyback. There's no in community. You can't marry into that success. You can't have someone believe that they deserve an IFBB Pro with you. Neither, like, I mean, you can share it with your coach, but you are the one on stage. At the end of the day, that's where it becomes very tricky for fitness people kind of like grow because they're trying to take so many people with them, and it's not worth it. In the long run, it really isn't worth it because there's only one person on that stage, and it's not the people that you don't hold hands for championships. Business is the same. Um, you have your people that you started up with, but the people that you work with in that small space is the one. And that one that you guys are, when you achieve something, you would have achieved it because everyone pulled their weight, right? So in bodybuilding, which is a very individual sport, um, you can have a coach, you can have a nutritionist, you can have a personal trainer, you can have all these people, but everybody's working on one body. And a great deal of the time, if all those people are different people working on that one body, they're not gonna come together. They're just you are the glue. So they're not gonna come together and say that this championship is ours. No nutritionist. Even the guys who do the nutrition for the Mr. Olympia winners are not five-time Mr. Olympia nutritionists, right? Coaches are the only people that can sign their name up to sign their name up to share the spoils of a winner like that. Same thing with powerlifting. But you can be the world's number one powerlifting coach and still not be the world champion. You just coach the world champion. So every victory of yours is secondary. So the reason I'm saying it like that is so that you understand that it doesn't matter how much you put into it. If you're not focusing on yourself, you will not be the one that's at the podium taking all the glory. It's just going to be someone else, and you will fall in the background. Some people are okay with being background characters. Some people are mental. Some people know how to maneuver and come up with their own ways to enjoy the success. It's fine. But a great deal of people just aren't that type, and you need to get that. You need to get that understood that it doesn't matter what you do or how much you try to impact someone's life. Um, if it's about them, it's about them. And when they cross the finish line, it's they cross the finish line. This is also to help you not to take. This is also to help you not to take ownership of other people's achievements. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own stuff. Don't be that person who wants to say that they helped write a hit record. It's not your record, right? Don't be Quentin Miller. You know, don't be that person. Perfect example. Drake is the artist. He has songwriters. He has people helping him out. The songwriters are not the Grammy Award winners. The people that helped him with the hooks are not the Grammy Award winners. He is. So you want to always put yourself in the position to be the winner. And that is the most crucial part of a champion's mentality. Not none of these stuff about how a champion needs to be humble and a champion needs to be mindful, don't make noise, work in silence. No. The most important thing that trumps all those other things is believing in yourself and yourself only. Right? Don't give that don't give that burden to someone else. You get what I'm saying? So you want to lock in, and that's what locking in means. Be selfish. Be selfish and write everything down. Be like list like every be selfish when you're at home. Instead of entertaining someone else, work on your goals. Write down everything that you need to write down about yourself, and then you're gonna get somewhere, right? That's the only way to be number one. Any other way is absolutely blown up into proportion, and people are just trying to make you sound mindful when you're not. Okay, there is no the mind of a champion is through discerned thinking and someone who focuses on their environment. No, you are your environment. You are everything. That is how you get your way through to the top. You are everything. Think of yourself as the pinnacle of success, and think of yourself as someone who will achieve this and that no one else can achieve it but you. That is how you win something, when you've put yourself in the mind of winning something. Then, if you're a mentor at the same time, allow yourself to invest. Also, be mindful of that. So, if you're a mentor or a coach, then be the number one coach. But um, strive to achieve your number one status by the quality of your work. Make sure that you want to, being the number one coach means that no one's better than me. I provide the best programs, I provide the best athletes. That is also selfishness, right? Don't go around sharing the podium with anyone else but yourself. Put yourself in that position to say, this person is successful because of me. And then that person will be like, hey, I'm successful because of me. But you would have also owned, taking credit to what you wanted to do. There's this passage in the book of Power, 48 Laws of Power, that says, um, take credit. Make sure that if you do something, people know that it was you. And I find that to be one of the most striking things I read in the book, because the world will convince you that you do not need to take credit for something that you did, that you do not need to take credit for work that you achieved. You do not need to take credit because you helped someone out. And trust me when I tell you this, people that you spend your time helping out will forget you in the long run. And to make things worse, they will discard you. They will tell you, listen, you were there for me at a time, but it's my time. And I got to think about myself. That's one of the most painful things you can hear as someone who helps someone out. It's like, I got to think about me now. And all you've been doing is thinking about that person. You weren't even thinking about yourself. And then they tell you, like, I got to focus on me. I got to think about my happiness. My happiness is important too. And I can't think about the next person when I'm thinking about my happiness. So that is the full mind of a champion. You don't need to go too deep. You don't need to go too long. It's just the truth at the end of the day. There's absolutely nothing that you can do outside of that thinking that will get you that number one spot. So once again, guys, it is the second day of the new year. You have absolutely no excuse to be putting your goals behind. You do not need, you have no excuse on waiting an extra day, because some people didn't see it this day. Some people lost saw the countdown and they didn't see the new year. So you have every opportunity to take advantage of what you want to take advantage you want, and to succeed and focus on your future. And you have no excuse as to why you should be able to do that. Everything needs to start on a day, and today needs to be that day. I'm 7 days in on 154 days of working on one of the most trying and um, mind-boggling preps, because the goal this time is bigger than any goal I've ever had, which is going pro, and that's what I want. And therefore, I'm gonna throw myself into it completely. I'm at the gym right now. I'm about to go and do a session. There's no excuse. I'm not just about to close the laptop and I'm gonna do my second chest session for the week, tricep, and I'm gonna get as much done as I possibly can. You guys do what you do, and we will meet here tomorrow. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everybody following. The best you can do to support me is watch my videos and support my work. And I will see you tomorrow.